Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Good morning. I almost said good Monday morning because it feels like a Monday to me because I was out of the office yesterday in the car for like 6 hours, but we did do the stream last night and I wasn't so tired that I don't remember doing the show. So here we are. We're going to talk today about a article on Bounding into Comics regarding an author and his Kickstarter campaign, which has drawn the ire of some other writers in the same genre, which is science fiction. And I'd really like to talk about this because I'm currently reading an amazing science fiction novel written by a good friend of mine and Monday Night co-host, Red Gaze. This is Sunsworn, Edge of Annihilation, which is a 500 plus page amazing novel. If you haven't checked out Red's work, his link is in the description below. But right now, let's talk about Brandon Sanderson and the controversy over his Kickstarter, shall we? This is something that I don't normally cover, but I read the article and I was like, I feel like this needs to be talked about because it seems ridiculous, petty, and what it boils down to, I believe, is jealousy, professional jealousy, or a lack of professionalism on the part of the people complaining. Maybe maybe it's a lack of talent. It's just funny because you have these people that it's like, well, you know, you can either buy the book or don't buy the book. It's like, well, we want you to listen to us because we think this man is badsies because of his white privilege. It's like, are you going to listen to bullshit like that from idiots?
No, I don't think I will.
It just seems stupid and petty. But let's talk about this article, and I'll, of course, give you my thoughts as we go along. You can leave yours in the comment section below. Here we go. So Brandon plus time equals stories, the picture shows here. This is Brandon Sanderson. His Kickstarter success draws outrage, accusations of course, white privilege from fellow writers. This article from Spencer Baculi, Bounding into Comics this morning. Here we go. The multi-million-dollar achievement of veteran sci-fi and fantasy author Brandon Sanderson. Recent mystery novel Kickstarter has drawn outrage from his fellow writers, with some even attributing the campaign's record success to nothing more than white privilege. Which I had to look Brandon Sanderson up. I haven't read any of his work, admittedly. I hadn't even heard of him before this article. But I was like, okay, so I'll look it up. He's written, I think it's 50 plus books. So, I mean, it seems like this guy's established, accomplished, and to just oversimplify the argument and boil it down and say it's just because he's white why he's selling books. It's like, no, the color of your skin doesn't sell, that many books. The color of your skin could sell maybe one or two if you choose to just use that. But at the same time, people are going to see through that after a while if your work isn't quality. They're not going to keep buying, I just got to keep buying these books because this person's white or black or Asian or whatever, or Latino. No, you buy books that you think are good. The books I back are ones that I think they pique my interest. I see something in them that I was like, wow, I need to find out more about this. So the fact that they're trying to boil his work down to white privilege is hilarious, and we'll see why. Announced on March 1st, Sanderson's surprise Kickstarter campaign offered readers a chance to receive 4 unnamed books, 3 set in Sanderson's original Cosmere universe, and 1 described by the author as something completely different, in a series of blind box-style releases across the entirety of 2023. Some of you might want to receive these books with minimal spoilers and just enjoy them fresh and new, without even knowing the title ahead of time. Kind of like going into a movie blind, never having seen the trailer. On the promise that it's by a filmmaker you know and love, explained the author of his campaign. We also thought this might make it fun for book clubs or groups of friends and family to co-read a mysterious Sanderson book knowing almost nothing about it. And here's the look at, his secret projects. It's a very cool concept, and like you said, for like the book club kind of thing, it'd be neat. And you don't get an opportunity to go into many forms of media without spoilers anymore. This does present a unique opportunity for potential readers and backers of the Kickstarter. Sanderson has gone on to provide details of one of the books titled Tress of the Emerald Sea and set in his Cosmere universe. He even did a short reading of the book's second draft, but did warn viewers that it would most likely change given it was only his second draft. And here's the crux of the issue and all the jealousy, opening with a total goal of $1 million US. As of this article's writing, the campaign has raised over $25,829,834 US across roughly 110,298 backers. While a majority of both fans and authors have celebrated the resounding success of Sanderson's campaign, seeing it as both a testament to the desire for good stories and the sense of trust fostered between the author and his fans, some found the entire affair to be nothing more than an insult to non-white authors. Ho! This is absolutely hilarious from a perspective that you're so caught up on the author's skin color that you're jealous he's made this much money and saying it's just because he's white. I'm sorry, but nobody is going... He has 110,000 backers. Well, after writing over 50 books, you don't think he has a very devoted fan base to his work. If his work was that bad, there wouldn't have been 110,000 people who backed this. And that is the crux of the issue here. You're jealous. These people are jealous because their work is shit. I'm saying it because of what they say and how they word their problems with Sanderson and his campaign. When idiots attack, should be the title of this. Taking to her personal Twitter on March 3rd, Queen of None and Pilgrim of the Sky author Natalie Baron opined, "Today is a really good day to support your favorite author who hasn't made $18 million in the last few days." And this is the kind of person who, if she was talented enough to do this and could draw those kind of numbers, she's pulling the ladder up. She would pull the ladder up. And she would say anything she did to get to that point is off limits and unfair. That's exactly what these people do. And we've said it ad nauseum. They're crabs in a bucket. Sanderson's not doing that. He's just out worrying about his campaign and his work. We see this across the indie creator spectrum as there's jealousy and just ill will. This idiot would go on to say, "Am I personally upset at Brandon Sanderson for making money?" she continued. No, not at all. Truly good for him. What makes me frustrated is especially genre writers are told there's not a big market for fantasy. That and many readers just stick to a handful of authors. So she's angry and upset that she's claiming potential gatekeeping, and then she's opining the fact that most readers stick to a handful of authors like that's a bad thing. So as a reader, you're no longer allowed to read what you like. You have to read other things from authors that you may not even like their work just because it's fair. Do these people not understand how capitalism works? You provide, as a creator, you provide a good or service. Now, people can choose to use your good or service and purchase it, or they have the option to go to another and purchase the good or service of their choosing. We're under no obligation to support your work if we don't like it, or we don't think it's good, or we don't agree with your points or your story or anything that you say. And this sounds like just hoes be mad. This is just hoes be mad. And then Baron would go on to assert, this is great. Baron then asserted, "But there are so many incredible science fiction writers out there. If you love fantasy, want to support the genre, I highly recommend reading more and more broadly before recommending a, quote, starter pack of diverse authors." Because of course, they have to recommend a starter pack of diverse authors, including DC Comics, Far Sector author N.K. Jesmet, who cares, and the Kingston Cycle scribe C.L. Polk. This is a very jealous and petty person who's probably not as talented, so she feels the need to attack and blame things that have nothing to do with it. Dungeons & Dragons contributor K. Tempest Bradford asked, "This runaway at Brandon Sanderson Kickstarter is totes the origin story for the Brandon Sanderson Presents imprint, wherein he shines a spotlight on by publishing BIPOC authors writing epic fantasy steeped in their own cultures, right? This was the plan the whole time, wasn't it?"
You will be silent!
She wants him to take all his success and then prop up other authors just because of the color of their skin. Again, do you see who it is that's obsessed with skin color? Do you see who that is? Okay, as long as we see who is obsessed with skin color here. Getting increasingly more irritated by the continued astronomical success of that Kickstarter, wrote TOR.com NPR book critic Alex Brown, who found herself particularly incensed at the support for Sanderson's work. There is so much excellent, diverse science fiction out there, and y'all are intent on giving that man millions of dollars. Here it is. Look, and if we look at Alex Brown, stupid fucking pronouns right in her handle, they, them, these, nobody cares, you're a fucking retard. This is just petty jealousy. This is petty jealousy by an idiot. Then turned to criticize Sanderson's work itself, asserting, I read a bunch of his books years ago, mostly enjoyed them too, except for the more I read, the more bored I got. At every turn, he picks the most obvious choice, and his characters are so stock you could order them out of a catalog.
Pay that shit!
I would like to know what books she read, what she didn't like about them, and what made the characters so stock if she's such a great literary critic. And she says it largely because he lacks the creativity that comes with having a broad, diverse, there's that word diverse again, worldview.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
With each book, I walked away feeling like if only these characters had been queer.
Yada, yada, yada.
There it is, right there. There's the crux. He did, oh my God. Identity, skin color, and sexual proclivities. Skin color and sexual proclivities. Skin color and sexual proclivities are what matter to these people. If this colonial setting had been interrogated more, if that trope had been subverted. In order for Brandon Sanderson to have interesting characters, according to Alex Brown, who's a fucking they, them retard, he needed to have queer characters, and he's white, so he can't write anything interesting because he's not quote-unquote diverse enough. Okay. So you're jealous because he made a shitload of money. Okay. Just as long as we have it in perspective. Put any of his novels up against something like The Jasmine Throne or Son of the Storm, and his books collapse like wet paper. Brown continued, there's nothing but surface characters and hollow plots. It's everything you've read before and nothing new. And this is what we're rewarding? Well, see, this is the thing, Alex. He has an established fan base with over 50 novels written, as I have, covered earlier in the video. So for you to sit back and question and get mad about how much money he makes, it sounds like you need to focus on your own work if you want to be there too, or you want other authors to. Build them up. You don't have to tear people down to build others up. That's what these idiots don't understand.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
The writer also took issue with Sanderson's membership in the Mormon Church, adding, and no, I'm not going to let him skate on his religious beliefs either. He's part of a church that hates people like me and helped get Prop 8 passed, and it's deeply racist. Okay, so here it is. We have it. The books aren't good because he's white.
That's racist!
The books aren't good because there's no queer people.
You've got to do better.
And he's racist because he's a Mormon. Got it. I don't know much about the Mormon religion, so I'm not going to speak to that. But I mean, this is just the standard insane leftist playbook that these retarded fucks use when they perform their Olympic-level mental gymnastics. And that's exactly what this person is doing. Noted sci-fi author John Scalzi similarly chalked Sanderson's success up to his existence as a white male, following up a lengthy blog post in which he congratulated his peer and discussed numerous topics relating to the Kickstarter with the declaration that before anyone else mentions it, yes indeed, Brandon also benefits from operating on the lowest difficulty setting of life here in the U.S., and it's entirely possible some opportunities were open to him as a straight white male that weren't open to others and still might not be in many ways.
Gay!
This comment has made the usual suspects very salty, Scalzi added in a later update to his comment. My frothy little dudes, being a straight white male gives you a leg up in the society, yes. Still, stop pretending otherwise. And this guy's white, and he's a crybaby. So he's obviously not that good either, or he wouldn't be whining like a little bitch on a blog post about somebody else being more successful than him, when all you have to do is put in some work and have a modicum of talent and you can succeed. So there it is, folks. Brandon Sanderson, author of over 50 novels, has been, attacked for being a white author. And I wanted to do this because this is what I did. I had to look it up. So I'm like, okay, here's some of Brandon Sanderson's work. as we see right here, going back to, I think it was like 2005 with Elantris. Here's the Sanderson, works catalog, if you will. And these people are just seething mad because he's written books. He's written a lot of books, and he has an ardent fan base, obviously, who is willing to support blindly 4 novels that he'll release over a year. So I don't see a problem here. Like I said, if all these other people would stop focusing on race, gender, and sexual preference and crying about white privilege, then they might have this level of success too. So I don't understand. There's plenty of non-white authors out there that are successful. There's plenty of non-white people in every walk of life who are successful without having to tear other people down and maybe looking at them like an inspiration and not making excuses for your own shortcomings in other departments that aren't the cause of your problems. No, your own victim, your victim mentality, that perpetual state of victimhood is really damning and damaging to progress in life. And that's what these people are just stuck on. And that's the problem with mentally stunted individuals. These are insane leftists. Let's just be honest here. These are insane leftists making sorry excuses for the fact that they're not as talented as somebody else and haven't developed that big of a fan base and probably haven't put in a quarter of the work he has. But that's it, gang. I'm done. You've got reviews coming later this week. You've got the best of season 3 of Batwoman coming later this week. I'll be over on Supreme Heretics channel tonight. I'll be on ToneDef's channel tonight. Wednesday night live, the place to be reviews. Right here, myself, Tony, Angela Straven, and another guest, of course, will be joining us. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Do all the YouTube things. Comment below, as I said. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do you read Brandon Sanderson's work? Have you read any of the other authors' work who were, damning him on Twitter for being successful? Have you read any of their work yet? What do you think of it if you have? Bitch slap the like button for me, or tax the privilege button, as Tony says, which I do like. Share the video if you can, and don't just do this for me, do it for your other favorite YouTubers as well, as we truly appreciate it. All the interactions help us battle those pesky algorithms. Until next time, I'm Temple Queen of the Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with all of you. If I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow. I'll catch you on the next one. And remember,
I shouldn't have come out to play with the big boys, Ian, because you're about to get a proper Scottish welcome.
What?
I could do this all day. It's better to burn out than to fade away.